I have spent 7 years working very closely with Governor Mike Huckabee, gone to Israel 4 times with him. He's a tremendous mensch, very accessible, very family-oriented, very easy to get along with, and someone who really has a great message. And he loves Israel, loves the Jewish people, loves America. He's a fresh breath of air, breath of fresh air to the world. We've been, as I said earlier, we've been lacking our oxygen. We have been on life support for the past 7 years, and only with a man like Mike Huckabee will we finally get to breathe again on our own. He's a tremendous friend of the Jewish people. He's a incredible giving person, generous person, besides just being a brilliant orator and very funny man. I mean, he's got the only sense of humor among all the candidates in the Republican Party. He's got a great sense of humor. And I kept telling him this, that the sense of humor is what's going to get him through. He has the most favorable status among all the Republicans now. He's highest favorables, and that at this stage of the primary season, that's a great way to be, in great position to be in. I think that America will do wonderfully well if this man is president, and I've been saying this for 7 years already, and I was hoping that he would have entered the race in 2012, but he decided to enter the race now, which is great, and it's a great opportunity for America to finally have a president who means what he says and says what he means, and there is no, ifs, ands, or buts. It's a very clear message, very uplifting message, very spiritual message. I think it wants that now. I think America is hungry for that. It wasn't so in 2008, and I don't think it was so in 2012. The world is in a shambles. It's a very dangerous world we're living in right now. This Iran deal is just the nail on the coffin. God forbid, but I know it is, and I wish it weren't so, but I know it is. And those of us who've been with the Oslo process and fought the Oslo process, or the Gush Katif expulsion, or all of the problems that Israel has faced, America faces all those problems and then some now. And Israel went through a revival with Bibi Netanyahu, 96, but also, of course, the last 2 elections. So it's really crucial that America goes through that revival that Israel went through, and that it picks itself up again and rights itself. And the moral compass is, once again, a moral compass, not just floating all over the place. So I think a man like Mike Huckabee fits the bill perfectly for what America needs and what the world needs, and certainly Israel will be the beneficiary. Well, I think he spelled out, I asked him that question tonight. I said, how are you planning on winning? And he's going to win the early states, probably. He's going to, or do very well in Iowa for sure, and he's going to do very well in South Carolina. He may even take South Carolina. And then he goes into the southern states, which he won in 2008, and frankly, I believe he's going to win them again. I think, he spelled out for you this type of support he has there. The Christian bloc is very united. He's got the only united front. United fronts generally win. It may not be more than 15 to 25% of the Republican base, but it's a very solidified and unified and comes out to vote type of bloc. So he's going to do very well with that group, and he did very well with them in 2008. So there's no reason not to believe that he's going to do very well with them now. And I think that's the strategy. Whether it's up to God. We know God Almighty controls the world. But I do believe that, having been with him all these years, the world will benefit from this man as president of the United States.